route. It's
Do you
about a
have
mile.
copies of the map for us?
Yes, I sent a letter as well as a map to all of you A&C commissioners. It was about a month ago.
Yeah, I got it.
And
So.
I sent it to the
DC.gov?
one, the ANC website that listed all of your
It was the
emails.
government one then.
Okay,
So
so we have
that's
to
the
hunt
one
it
I
down.
sent it to. So if someone needs it again, just give me your email address afterwards and I'll.
Make sure you
have it
take
sent
an
out.
agenda. Please just take an agenda with you. All of
And
it.
use these right here.
The only change being Chapel is AOL, not Gmail. If you could just send us the map
Okay,
again, that's.
Chapel, yeah, okay, I would be glad to do that.
Yeah,
Chapel
yeah,
is at AOL instead of Gmail. Okay. We've contacted the police already, and they have also indicated that they are available and will support us. That was also an issue last year, as there were some streets that did not have police support blocking it off. So again, this year we'll stay on this side of New York Avenue. We're gonna go up to start on Pierce Street, go up M Street, down North Capitol to K Street, and then from K Street over to New Jersey Avenue. So we're also preparing food for over 1,500 people. Again, this is supposed to be a community event. We're gonna go through Search and Corda as well. And so we've prepared activities for families, for kids, and as well as food for over 1,500 people. Last year we had a few hundred people participate in the parade and more participate in the activities afterwards. And so we'd like to definitely repeat that this year. And again, with the biggest change being that we're staying on this side of New York Avenue. If there's any questions from the community or ANC, we'd be glad to.
Time of the event,
Excuse me?
as far as the timing, I mean.
Of the parade route?
No, not route, time.
Oh,
From what time to what time are you?
okay, it's kind of a full day event. The service is going to start at a normal service time. It's 10:45. The parade itself will start at 1 o'clock, and we project that it will be about an hour in totality, but streets should be blocked off no longer than maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And the parade will be about an hour, so from 1 to 2, and then the community activities will be afterwards from about 2 to 3 or 4, as long as people are there.
It was pretty much over by 3 o'clock last year for a parade and that kind of thing, and then there were activities along the way, but it did not disrupt traffic and other things. They routed it so that it was really convenient for everybody, so we appreciate that you did that.
So actually, Mark, it's not true. So that's why they're changing the route. Because what happened last year, it was extremely disruptive for my area. And you've heard the stories that there was no police. So that's
Well,
why.
they've corrected.
Yeah, so that they've corrected it because what happened last year is that the police didn't show up and then there was a melee on the corner of 5th and M Street between a car and the church lady. And so when they called me again this year, I couldn't support it because of what happened. And I was there, I purposely waited on the parade route and unfortunately what happened, what we thought might happen did. And when the police weren't there to back it, it was really pretty awful between this church, between the church crowd, and basically this one car that didn't expect to have 200 people come towards them.
And I want to extend an apology on behalf of the church also for that incident. The scripture does tell us that our speech should always be gracious to everyone, and the incident that happened, I wasn't personally there, but I have heard about
It
it.
was something.
And we definitely apologize for that and doing everything we can to make sure that that does not happen again. The church is a place, we like to say church is a hospital, it's not a museum for perfect people. So we're trying to work with people and definitely getting the word out to help people to understand this should not be a power showdown between people in the parade. This should be something that's extending goodwill towards everyone. And so we do sincerely apologize for what happened last year, and we are going to do our utmost to make sure nothing similar happens this year.
So you're asking us for support for or you're just notifying it?
We're notifying, and we'd love to have your support as well. We're working with the police, but we also know that you guys work with them as well. So we want the community support as well as ANC support. And again, any recommendations, concerns that you may have, in ways that we can better prepare this year to avoid any incidents, we would be glad to accommodate to that as well.
It's just that the streets weren't, none of the streets were closed off by the police, and that was the problem. So there was that one cop that was there, and then he disappeared, and then it was basically bedlam.
Okay.
So, and there were none of the streets were closed off. There were no, at the entrances into the parade.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
I think you have, a few weeks to work it out, because it's not till toward the end of May. Perhaps you can stop in at our May 7th meeting and just update us that, police are gonna be in place, and this is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen, so that people's fears from last year will be alleviated by your coming forward again.
And we can also forward you the copy of the police report and what they said they're sending us in the roads that will be blocked off.
Okay, that would be
That's a
cool.
big part of that, so if you guys want that, we can definitely send
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay.
And it'd be nice if you just stop back next month and let us know things are on the go, and you've gotten police, that are gonna be there, and everything is moving smoothly, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, is that okay with everybody? Yes, okay. Very good, thank you so much for coming, we appreciate it. Some housekeeping issues and some other things that we have to do. We do not have too much time left, and it drives me nuts because we never have enough time at the end for the things that are housekeeping issues. Very quickly, could we get a treasurer's report?
Yes. In ANC 60's checking account, we currently have $63,428.51. And you want me to go into the expenses?
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. I move that ANC 60 pay Karen Loveridge the amount of Karen Yaley. Yayla.
Just for that, we should give you a raise, girl, just to say your name correctly.
The amount of $125 for the preparing of the April meeting minutes. I also move that ANC 60 reimburse Rochelle Nigro the amount of $521.35 for the printing of the April newsletters, and also that we pay the U.S. Postal Service the amount of $342 for the rental of our post office box.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Don't be Karen. No. Everything is approved. We have some old business, Alex, that we need to.
More than likely, none of us have had an opportunity to read through the entire proposed FY 2016 budget released by Mayor Bowser last Thursday, but it was quickly brought to my attention by our Ward 6 council member's office that the $54 million that had been in the capital budget for the construction of the new Shaw Middle School to replace Shaw Junior High School was removed from the budget by Mayor Bowser and does not appear in the capital budget through the year 2021. This is very discouraging to the many parents in the neighborhood that have been looking forward to having that school be convenient to their children so that their kids that are or will be of middle-aged school age would not have to go as far as Cardozo or as far as the Francis Stevens complex, depending on whether or not they live north or south of Rhode Island Avenue. And very importantly, in the recent boundary realignment process, the school at the Shaw Junior High School location was identified as being the middle school for a number of different schools in wards 1, 2, 5, and 6. So basically, what the mayor has done is told everyone that was involved in that boundary realignment process in those 4 wards, well, I'm flipping you the bird. And I don't care what you people want for your children. But she made sure that a new middle school in Ward 4 was added to the budget. So I know that my colleagues are aware of the importance of being able to provide easy access schools, neighborhood schools for the children that live in our neighborhood. And we have been very inconvenienced, and our children have had to be traveling much further than they should at their ages in order to be able to use the temporary schools have been provided for. So I'm going to ask that ANC6E send a letter to Mayor Bowser requesting the reinstatement of the capital funding for the construction of the new Shaw Middle School, also known as the Center City Middle School, to begin planning in 2016 and construction in 2018 as originally proposed, and that we copy the council members representing wards 1, 2, 5, and 6 as well to request their assistance in trying to get this money back into the capital budget.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. Motion carries unanimously. You had two things?
The other one's been done.
Cool beans, okay. Anybody have new business they'd like to bring forward to the,
About my single member district, without emails you earlier.
yeah, Antonio has issues with DDOT and huge parking and traffic issues in his district. Can we meet offline and go to DDOT and then report back next month to this organization, to the group? Okay, so we will look into that and come back to it on May the 7th, which is our next meeting. I'm sorry, May the 5th. Right, everybody? Somebody? May 5th. The 5, the big Cinco. Ooh, that's Cinco de Mayo. Oh, I don't know if we can have a meeting that day. That's Margarita Day. But May the 5th is our meeting date. Announcements from anybody? Naomi is here from Charles Allen's office. I'm sure she's got announcements for us, but does anybody on the commission have announcements? No.
Many of you probably knew the longtime pastor of Scripture Cathedral, Bishop C.L. Long. Many of you probably did not hear that he passed away recently. And certainly he was a controversial figure at times, but certainly was a leader in our faith community, for many decades. So I want to make sure that folks were aware that he had passed. Someone else that was a longtime resident in our neighborhood, Skip Coburn, who commissioners probably remember had, after his retirement from the military, was very often seen before ANCs, representing parties that were looking for street closure permits, festival permits, etc. And there are funeral arrangements that have been made for Mr. Coburn, and I believe it's on May the 9th that there will be a memorial service at Mary, Mother of God Church on 5th Street in Chinatown at 11 a.m.
If you think of it, would you forward all that information so we can pass it out? Miss Naomi Mitchell from Charles Allen's office. Come on down.
I don't really want to. I don't have a lot to say, except that I do want to chime in on the school budget issue and suggest that there are scheduled hearings, oversight hearings, and that the ANC ought to authorize someone to testify at that on behalf of the ANC about the Shaw School issue, in addition to sending the letters, but that the principal, superintendent of schools, etc., are always at those budget hearings about school budgets, and so it's an opportunity to directly challenge that and bring that up, and you're televised as well when you're doing it. So if you can put that in your schedule, and also try to get some parents there to support that testimony, so that there's some, I will get the schedule to you tomorrow in terms of when it is for DCBS. There's a lot of stuff going on around DCBS, so you won't be there by yourself. Beyond that, I want to again announce that we have started community office hours in Shaw. We were there this past Friday at Compass Cafe. We will be there every Friday, that's whatever that week was, last week.
The first Friday of the month.
First Friday of the month. We will be at Compass Cafe right here on 7th from 8 in the morning until 9:30. And it's the council members there, a bunch of the staff is there. Very informal. We don't do any speeches. You just come and chat with folks as you want to. So you don't have to make an appointment to come into the office. Just come on down to the Compass Cafe. It's a great setting. We're liking it very much because it's, you know, enough space for people to move around, and we do these in 2 other places, and we will be doing one evening one on the H Street area quarterly. So we'll let you know if you want to hang out on H Street Northeast on one evening during happy hour time. But otherwise, we do them in the mornings in Southwest and on Hill East and in Shaw. One other point.
Can I just interrupt you for 1 minute? That means that you won't be doing any more in Mount Vernon Triangle or
No.
other areas,
No.
only in Shaw?
Yes.
Okay.
We found it difficult to find a place where all of this area will come. So we're putting our foot down on Compass Cafe and encouraging people from all over the area to eventually find their way there. I want to make one other comment. We have a person in our office whose name is Jamal Jordan. He's our Director of Constituent Services. He was formerly in Catania's office. He is very, very good. So when you have issues that you with agencies and you want a little support from our office, that's the person to call, Jamal Jordan. He handles all kinds of parking and streets and other kind of stuff. He's a go-between for you with agencies in addition to whatever you do with 311. But he's a hands-on kind of person. So feel free to call our office, 724-8072. That's our general number, and you'll get some direct assistance. Are there any questions of me? Hopefully not.
Can I talk to you offline once the meeting is
Sure,
over?
sure.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Question, really brief.
Go ahead.
How can the community best help you urge the mayor and other council members to put the school back in the budget? Is that through individual emails going up, or do neighborhood associations hold more sway? How do you feel?
I think everybody that has a nickel in it ought to spend it in whatever way works for you.
Probably all of the above.
All they
Yes,
will.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I clearly encourage you to come to the budget hearing, because the council members as a whole then hear you. And the way this whole thing works, the mayor submits her budget, it comes to the council. The council has committees. The committees review all of this stuff, and they do some horse trading. And then ultimately the chairman of that committee says, this is what we're going to do. Then it goes to the chairman of the council. And so ultimately the chairman makes all the final decisions he wants to make. He may undo the committee chair's decision. And so it does not hurt to also focus on the chairman's office with the letters. So in addition to the letters to the other council members who might be affected, their constituents by the school, you might also want to send the council member, the chairman of the council.
And Councilmember Grosso is chair of the education committee.
Yes, but Mendelson is who I'm referring to. Okay? All right, thanks.
Thanks, Naomi. Our time is up. We always run to that last 9 o'clock minute. So the meeting, before adjourning, I just want to make sure everybody knows the next meeting is Cinco de Mayo. Bring your margaritas with you. And we'll see you at 6:30. Have a great month.
To adjourn.
Motion to adjourn? Okay, we got a motion. Second? Okay, we're good. Have a great month. Sorry, I
I bet it was a Sean at the Verona or the 300 block of M Street. Oh, yeah. I was wondering if you could tell me a little more about the project.